All right, 8 minutes after 9 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is in the studio. If you've been listening all morning, you've been hearing me talk about the phone problems. Dan just fixed them, so you will be able to call Carol Ann during the show. Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning, Larry. How are you?
It's so good to have something working.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's all together.
We are a caller.
Caller-driven program.
Somewhat driven, not complete. I mean, you do a really good job.
I managed to wing it. And,
you do a really good job at this, and thank you for doing that.
But the callers do help to help me come up with some topics that I might not be aware of, that are of something that's of interest to the listener. You
don't get too many people disagreeing with you, though.
No, I try to bring fact-based information forward.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Well, or I will say that this is in my use or my thought or my So it's everybody has opinion. Everybody has a nose.
Have you ever heard like a speaker or a radio person doing a garden show or TV person and you thought, oh, come on, that's not the way it works. A few times you get, you know what? Come on, dude. Do you know
you've been doing it. Sometimes it's one of those things. If you've been doing this too long, that you've forgotten to update yourself.
Okay, I can see that.
That research changes. I would have to
depend on you to point which ones were that.
Right. Well, that research changes. That's why keeping up.
But there is one that I've noticed with you over the years.
Yeah.
When somebody has a use for something that is outside of what the directions say you should use it for.
Right.
Then you always will kind of corral them back to say,
I try, only because sometimes those uses may be harmful.
Right.
And unfortunately, there's a news thing today on the news, last night on the news, down in the Orlando area, because that's where all the news seems to, unless you have a better antenna than me, I'm not being able to get the local channel, but I get Orlando stuff, that there's a snake issue with some rattlesnakes. And we have rattlesnakes in certain areas in Marion County also.
Oh my gosh.
And that they can be a problem, because it seems to be that if you find one, there are more. It's almost like a colony or something like that. But down there, and a few dogs have either been bitten and killed. Some have been killed by it. But the news reporter put that the gentleman had put boxes of mothballs around his house to hoping that the scent would drive away any other snakes. Excuse me, there's no place on that box of mothballs that says that you are allowed to use them outside. On the contrary, the box tells you to use them only in an enclosed container, like a storage box, a cedar chest, things like that. Even putting them, have you ever put a bag of mothballs in a shed or something and close the doors and come back in a couple hours?
I don't think I have.
You will be run.
Really?
You're not going to stay in there breathing.
It's pretty bad, huh?
And it's not good for you to breathe.
Right.
And you can air it out. You take anything that you're storing things, and that's what the box is labeled for. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason. You buy the bottle of cough medicine and it says don't give it to children under the age of 6. There's a reason.
Making a really good point.
Just read and follow the label instructions. And that way you don't harm yourself, your pets, the environment. Somebody made a comment. There was apparently one of the mothball manufacturers have made them into different colors now, which I thought's kind of goofy. I didn't read the whole article. I'm wondering maybe if the colors fade, you can tell it's time to replace them. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't read the article, but someone made the comment, why would they be so stupid to do that? So a child might eat them. And I thought, what child would eat something that smells that horrible? And why would you put them where a child could reach them? It's a type of item that should be put into a closed container to prevent clothes moths that eat wool and things like that from attacking, from nesting and damaging your clothing. It's not to put around to keep the snakes out of your garage.
We do have a phone call.
All right.
So let's hope that the phone is working now.
Yeah, let's.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes. Good morning, guys, and loud and clear on the telly.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Thank you.
Say, mothballs got rid of my armadillo problem. I sprinkled around the hole we were living in under a bush. And after they went away and didn't come back anymore, I did clean up the mothballs and I threw them away. So I didn't want to, do any damage to the environment. And
Right.
They worked at getting rid of the armadillos.
Right, but you know what? There are products that are labeled for use in that fashion.
Yeah.
Instead of the mothball says nowhere on the mothball box that you buy has nowhere on that box does it say to set a bag of these or open a package and scatter them in an area outside. But there are products that are designed to do exactly that, to take and put it on the ground right there because it's going to break down to be nothing harmful and nothing toxic. That's where I'm getting at is actually, that if, you have no recourse should you or your pets or anybody else get sick.
Right.
Yeah.
See, okay, the reason I called now is walking around my yard and I've got a plentiful supply of weeds.
Sure.
And all the dry products have weed and seed, and I don't want to feed my lawn, but I like to use some chemicals to kill the weeds. Would it be all right to use my tank and go around and individually blast these weeds at this time of the year?
Yeah, just use your pump sprayer and your favorite lawn-based herbicide. Just realizing they're not going to be doing too much active growing right now, so it might take a little while for them to actually decline. We're at the past the midpoint of October. A lot of these weeds are just going to naturally die off on their own, and to be replaced by the cooler season weeds. But your herbicide may not do as much good as it would 2 months ago.
Would you suggest waiting a couple of months then?
Yeah, if you can wait till, just let them die off naturally. You could go around if you got some bad patches or ones that have been still growing or that you recall that they last a little longer. You figure we've got our first real cold front coming through this week.
Yeah.
And so that's just going to trick a lot of plants into going, oh, guess what? We're going to slow down our metabolism, and so it may not take it up real well. Today's a nice sunny day, should be pleasant. If you were going to do it, I would do it today, while it's warmer and get a chance for that to be into the system of the weed, and that might take care of them.
Yeah, well, if you think they're going to die off anyways because of they're getting tired of living, I guess, I'll just wait a couple of months and do it in the springtime,
Yeah, that would probably be your best way.
And then I could just go with the dry weed and seed and, do two things at once, right?
Well, yeah, I know. Weed and feeds for us here in Central Florida, the timing is always so horrible because the best time to put the weed control down is in like February, and then the best time to put the fertilizer down is actually after the middle of March. So your best thing to do would be in February would be using a liquid herbicide, and you can treat the whole yard with it, and then you could use your weed and feed 6 weeks later, and you would knock out those other weeds that came up after the fact of the treatment, and then you're sort of done with your whole yard weed treatment for the year. After that, you would just be spot spraying.
Okay, sounds very good. Well, thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you. And it's good news. The phone lines are working again.
Yeah.
So if you want to call in, we would love to hear from you. Obviously, this is a time where we talk about gardening. Mm-hmm. We'd love to hear from you. I can tell you about my apple tree.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look any different to you. I see it every day, so it looks about the same to me.
I don't think it's gotten any new leaves lately, but it looks
Does it look healthy to you? Good.
Yeah, it looks healthy.
All right, we'll take a little break and we'll be right back with Carol Ann. In the Garden with Carol Ann continues after this.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On Tuesday, cloudy most of the time, but it'll be less humid in the afternoon. Just be on the lookout for a couple of showers and a thunderstorm near the coast. A high of 80 to 85. Tuesday night will be mostly clear and cooler with an evening shower thunderstorm near the coast. A low of 52 to 64. Wednesday, plenty of sunshine, cooler but nice with a high of 71 to 75. And Thursday, nice day with plenty of sunshine and a high of 73 to 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying and stump grinding services. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on your weed control and to take care of those troublesome stumps for an overall pleasing appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440, or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 629-2440.
Here is your 30-second news brief. Governor Scott is proposing a $220 million spending increase to help protect Florida's natural resources. Senator Bill Nelson is courting Puerto Rican evacuees, hoping they will show support in the 2018 elections. University of Florida head coach Jim McElwain says his players have received threats from angry fans. And Universal Orlando has announced that the Minions will join Santa Claus in an all-new incarnation of Universal's holiday parade featuring Macy's famous balloons. And that is your news brief from The Source.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck, back pain, or tennis elbow and would like to learn how to get out of pain, go to Regenetic.com. Then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. to the people that give you the regenerative medical solutions to your pain. Regenetic. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. here on WOCA 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. Regenetic.com.
Langley Health Services, located at 7205 Southeast Merricamp Road in Ocala, is a federally qualified health center offering family practice, pediatrics, podiatry, dental, behavioral health, and radiology services. Most insurance accepted, sliding scale for those who qualify, and same-day appointments available until 4 p.m. with board-certified family practice and internal medicine physicians on staff. Langley Health Services, call today 352-680-7000.
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Make your flooring look great again. Stains, pet odors, allergies. Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. From serving our country to serving our community. Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Residential and commercial. And now, 3 rooms for just $99. Check their website, silverbackrestoration.com.
All right, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, phone lines are open. Thank you, God. Thank you, Dan. 68 degrees right now. You were talking about cool temperatures earlier. Real quickly, tonight's low, 53. Tomorrow's low, tomorrow night, 45. And then it climbs up again Thursday and Friday back in the about lower 80s. Yeah. But listen to this. By Sunday, the low is around 45.
Yeah.
45 Sunday night, Monday night, and then back on Tuesday it's about to around 60 again. The overnight lows, that is. So.
Right, and I mean that's where this is just a seasonal thing. It's just sort of one of those things to go, oh wow, wake up call that it is October. It is that time of year that we will have changes. I do appreciate the cooler temperatures coming on. I don't like it though when it gets cold, but that's because I work outside in it. So, but cool is okay. It is a nice, refreshing change of pace. And if anybody watching or you seeing that, yes, I'm wearing long sleeves. But then again, when I go to work, I was out the door early this morning. I don't go to work till noon. Don't get off till 9 o'clock tonight. So it's going to be a little cool. To me, when I get off work, so I don't want to be cold. I'm
trying to post my picture of my tree with.
With the tree on there. Yeah. But so it's just one of those things that I don't like to be cold and white. A simple SPF type shirt is plenty much cover, and it's not
really.
But it does freak people out when they see me wearing long sleeves and it's getting up in the 70s. But I'm totally comfortable because it's not like it's a thermal shirt.
Is that an SPF shirt right
Yeah. It's one of the fishing kind of shirts.
So it lets the sun in or does not let the sun in?
No, it repels. It's like a sun protection factor.
I wonder when they decided to start doing that. I remember
it's been a lot of years.
But when I was a kid, you would wear a shirt to not get sunburned, and there was no such thing as SPF.
Well, but you didn't necessarily. But the UV rays still got through. You may not have got burned, but the skin damage was occurring. Just as something, because we talked about the mothballs, and we talked, and that is one of my things of using reading and following the label instructions. All I did was Google mothballs, and then I went to the National Pesticide Information, and Question, can I use mothballs to repel insects or animals? That's the question on their page.
Really?
No, not unless the label describes what types of use pattern. The label of any pesticide product, including mothballs, tells you exactly where and how a product is supposed to be used.
Did you write that?
I did not. This
could've.
came from, this is, but it does have an EDU at the end of it. How a product's supposed to be used. Using the product in any other way could put you and others at risk. Besides, they have little or no effect as repellents.
Oh, so they don't work anyway.
I mean, and it's years ago they may have been made out of different chemical. As the article continues to go, and older product labels may have said that it was okay to use them as repellents, and that might be where people have always thought. But it's just that unfortunately that news reporter and I may try to email them and go, hey, listen, you're really doing a disservice to people to try to get the proper product for this for this issue, but it is one of those things. Before you try to use something against the way the label actually says, because there might be more than one use for your product that you're looking to use. You can look up the MSDS fact sheets online if your computer, or you can look up the chemical things and find out if there are. But when the label for the product you bought is federal law. I mean, that's why they're there. That's why companies pay millions of dollars to the EPA to get approval to use it as et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And you have a phone call.
Fantastic.
I think I did it right. Hopefully, good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Let me see. I got a couple of thoughts here. What with Halloween coming, it's a known fact that you can repel vampires and werewolves with garlic.
Right. Yep.
But when my father served in the Navy during World War II, now he served in the South Pacific. But the officers wanted the men to wear their shirts all the time to avoid sun poisoning. That's what they called it in those days.
Right.
It's they didn't want their men to go out without their shirts in the hot sun.
Right. And if it was, the cotton, and those were generally tight weave shirts, and it did, help prevent, how long when you're working out in that sun, the sun poisoning actually comes from that sunburn that goes to a blister.
Yeah.
And, the bad blister, and that is a sun poisoning.
And they had plenty of water, and, they distributed salt tablets when it was necessary.
Right.
And, so that's how they dealt with it.
That's it.
Have a good day.
Thank
You too.
Gosh, can you manage salt tablets nowadays? Salt has become so taboo.
But we drink Gatorade. It's full of sodium. So if you actually have an issue with
same thing?
it's kind of
What was the whole idea of a salt pill anyway?
Because you're sweating out the salts. If you've ever really been outside and you're working and have say a dark colored shirt on, and you get done,
all the time.
and you that shirt dries and you get that white stain, that's salt.
Yeah.
So you're
is that just replenish it?
That's to help replenish.
And now
it.
they call it electrolytes or something?
Well, yeah, because we've added other things into it to make it a little bit better. As a replacement on that for when you're really doing some heavy duty outdoor work and really perspiring and things to stay hydrated.
By the way, you look nice in the picture I took of you in the apple tree.
Cool. Well, thank you. I will accept my compliment. And today, Robin had.
Oh yeah, right. I got to be careful.
That's right. You got to be careful. We're going to do this at the bottom of the hour. We have our prize package today from Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery.
Nice.
We've got the $20 gift certificate to Bob Wine's, which is, of course, is only good on plant material.
Okay.
But a great time of year. The camellias are budding. You'll be blooming this winter, or azaleas, things like that. They're nice spring bloomers. But we also have 2 tickets for Dance Alive. And Thursday's performance, these are is for Aspire. What is the good life? Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Dance Alive's National Ballet production of Aspire.
And where is that, up in Gainesville?
This is where is it played?
We went to see a ballet there.
Let me see if I go. Yeah, Gainesville. Flex tickets may use for any season performance in Gainesville, Florida. The Flex tickets can be exchanged at the Curtis M. Phillips Center for Performing Arts at any time. Best to exchange tickets a minimum 48 hours prior to the performance. So you need to call. But Aspire is playing the 26th, which is Thursday at 7:30 p.m. But these can also be used for the performances of the Nutcracker, which is in December 15, 16, or 17. How do you say that one?
Let's see. What is it?
You're
asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, L'Amour?
L'Amour, yeah.
Oh, one thing I actually know. Wow.
Oh, okay. Yes, excuse my ignorance. That's sorry. Which is
glad I was
February
useful for
14th
something.
and The Ring April 7th. So these are available. If you're not available to go to Aspire, but you win the tickets, you can use them during other performances of the Dance Alive National Ballet, and a fantastic group. So when we go to the break, whoever, Larry, you'll pick a caller.
Pick somebody at random.
We'll pick somebody
Okay.
at random, and you will have the $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines and 2 tickets for Dance Alive performances for the end of this year.
Oh, that's not a bad price.
No.
Do you know, I went to one of those ballets. I didn't think I was going to like it because
Right.
ballet.
It's ballet, right. But it's still,
it was good.
Yes, it is very,
I can't remember the one I went
You have to go in with, if you've never been, you have to go in with an open mind with anything, with theater, with
well, there's a difference when you see things on TV and you think, oh, I wouldn't like that in person.
Right, in person. But sometimes in person, it's a lot different.
Sometimes it is.
It is,
So I think that's where I was judging based on TV. All right, so if you want that package that Carolyn just described, you could be the lucky one. All you need to do is call in, and guess what? I can hear you, or you can hear me now.
Okay,
the number is 622-9622. We'll take your call during the break, so you will not be on the air, but you're certainly welcome to call in, and I'll pick somebody at random, and you will be the one. We'll be right back. Caroline is here to answer your questions about your gardens for another half hour, so stay tuned after the break. She'll be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster. The White House is promising transparency about an ambush that killed 4 American troops in Niger this month. Joint Chiefs Chairman General Joe Dunford says there are still questions, including why it took an hour for those troops to call for air support.
My judgment would be that unit thought they could handle the situation without additional support.
He says the enemy was about 50 local fighters associated with Islamic State terrorists. China's president's now a lot more powerful.
China's ruling party adding the name of President Xi Jinping to its constitution, putting him on the same platform as the founder of modern China, Chairman Mao. This at the Communist Party's Congress. President Xi asking delegates if they agreed with adding his name to the party charter. Everyone said yes.
Fox's Simon Owen. She was elected president in 2013. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Napa Know-How.
Right now, Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil is on sale for just $4.29 a quart. Quality motor oil at an affordable price. A deal so good it practically sells itself. Which begs the question, what do we do with the rest of this commercial? Repeat the deal, I guess. Napa Full Synthetic Motor Oil for just $4.29 a quart. That's Napa Know-How.
Napa Know-How.
General states pricing. Sales prices do not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer ends 10/31/17.
You know those families who quietly enjoy the holidays? Me neither. Well, until thecompanystore.com. Now the kids love playing Hotel Auntie Carol in the good sheets, as they call them. They actually want to go to bed, so we get some adult time, and that's worth giving thanks.
Thecompanystore.com has been perfecting the ultimate comforts of home for over 100 years. From the finest quality bedding and bath to home decor and more. Order between October 1st and 30th to get 25% off plus free shipping with our friends and family discount. Visit thecompanystore.com and enter the code FAMILY.
Council.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. So, you used to be wired, now you're just tired. You used to be thin, but now you're the heaviest you've ever been. You don't necessarily always have to take a med if your thyroid is playing dead. If you have a thyroid disorder, an acupuncture visit may be in order. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 34th annual Light Up Ocala on November 18th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There'll be food vendors, 4 stages of entertainment, Whoville, Theme Kids Zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Juniors Sunshine Christmas Parade around the square, and at about 7:30 p.m., the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Here is your 30-second news brief. Governor Scott is proposing a $220 million spending increase to help protect Florida's natural resources. Senator Bill Nelson is courting Puerto Rican evacuees, hoping they will show support in the 2018 elections. University of Florida head coach Jim McElwain says his players have received threats from angry fans. And Universal Orlando has announced that the Minions will join Santa Claus in an all-new incarnation of Universal's holiday parade featuring Macy's famous balloons. And that is your news brief from The Source.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. On Tuesday, cloudy most of the time, but it'll be less humid in the afternoon. Just be on the lookout for a couple of showers and a thunderstorm near the coast. A high of 80 to 85. Tuesday night will be mostly clear and cooler with an evening shower thunderstorm near the coast. A low of 52 to 64. Wednesday, plenty of sunshine, cooler but nice with a high of 71 to 75. And Thursday, nice day with plenty of sunshine and a high of 73 to 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
What do I do now? After 911, don't worry, call Fakuri. Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic, treating auto injuries for over 32 years. Same-day appointments, immediate medical attention, all under one roof. Don't worry, call Fakuri. Go to bestinjurycare.com. All auto insurances are accepted. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call. Car accident? Don't worry, call Fakuri. bestinjurycare.com.
25 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's return to In the Garden with Carol Ann. The phone lines are open. And real quickly, thank you, Kim. Kim was the lucky
Kim's
winner
our
of the prize package. Thank you for calling in. And everybody else, just keep listening. We've got lots of prizes, especially this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, they start coming in.
Yeah, for all the holidays, all the different performances that go on around the communities. Yeah.
So thank you for playing. It's always fun to have somebody win things.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and thank you, Carolyn, for doing that, because you know what happens to me? I forget.
Yeah, we forget. Well, that was it. I think that's why Robin gave it to me this morning.
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Keep it going. One thing I do want to bring up today, and thank you, Kathy Snyder, for posting it to the Facebook page. It is from a blog, but you can just look it up easily by going new invasive ant. We now have a new invasive ant in Florida.
Oh my gosh! What happened?
If everything, here we go. Another invasive species.
She divorced the uncle and came down here.
I guess, and invaded Fort Lauderdale.
Oh my God!
There is a new ant. It's called the yellow ant. It has a fancier name than that, but please don't ask me to pronounce it. They're too hard. It's a native to Madagascar and is already invasive in several Caribbean islands, including Barbados, St. Lucia, and Nevis, among others.
Who brought it over, Irma?
No, it's actually, they figure it's been here for a while. It's been also previously detected in Australia and Hawaii. Earlier this year, researchers spotted the yellow ant in the continent, in the U.S. for the first time, and it was found in the Riverland neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale, according to what's his name? Thomas Chovanec, something like that. He's a researcher based out of the UF-IFAS Fort Lauderdale Research Center, and over a period of about 6 months, the native big-headed ant that were dominant in the area were apparently displaced by this tiny yellow ant, which they were quite surprised, and they through subsequent surveys in the Riverland area, they led to believe that the new ant species could have been established for several years before ever being detected. So something that came in.
Wow.
Yeah, who knows how long. It's not one that bites. And I think, what else did it say? It doesn't bite. I remember reading part of this. They said, well, actually, they are saying that the recent hurricanes may have contributed, that they just sort of brought them up and out of areas that, were, that they hadn't been seen. But they do say homeowners can manage an infestation with regularly baiting populations with the sweet liquid baits. Which are ones that pretty much are the ones that you're going to buy in the stores, but in the liquid form is what they're saying. So if you've got ants in the house, and I do like the liquid ones, they come in a little container. The kids aren't gonna get into them. They're not gonna spill all over the counter. But you pull out the little tape and set it there, and because you can see when it's empty.
Yeah, right.
And be able to replace them. But they are saying if it's a large population, it may be very difficult to get rid of them. But, it's something new to our area, or not even our area. It's down in Fort Lauderdale. It hasn't come up this far yet. We don't know if it will. But something, with any of the ants or any other pests, it's one of those things that keep an eye out on something new that's in the area. And many times it's the homeowner and the home gardener and things like that who find new species or invasive species or the problem or the disease issue, pest issue, because they're out there in a lot of different areas where researchers many times are in smaller more structured area where they're trying to encourage problems, or not encourage, but look for problems more actively. That you in your home, you may move something from, and uncover something that they don't know. So a lot of times bringing those issues right into your master gardener's office then brings it closer to some of the researchers to find out some of these problems. So, always scouting in our gardens and landscapes makes, finding pest issues and learning to control them, with the lowest, you start with the lowest means of control, your least toxic, your least, and then, as things progress or however, if you have to resort to the heavy duty stuff, read and follow label instructions.
This is a different topic. We were over at Stevie B's, and they have a TV on in there, and you can't hear it.
Right.
But the lady was on there, and she looked like she was talking about gardening.
Okay.
Anyway, so it showed the dew point. Okay.
Okay.
So my question was, and I don't know what she said, but how do you use that to make a decision about when or how does that apply to your garden? The dew point.
Dew point is that, what is it? The temperature. With humidity that will actually make dew in the morning, or how much dew. I'm not real sure, because it does work within the weather. You would pretty much dew on your lawn is good at certain time with certain, I think, fertilizers and things like that for the garden.
Oh, okay. So that
you would have damp grass in the morning, or to stay out of your garden because it's wet still, and you don't want to like bean leaf rust is spread by us playing in our beans, picking beans while the plants are damp. So you wait for the dew to dry, and then go out and play.
And you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
I've called before about a snail problem, and lately the snails have dropped off quite a bit.
Okay.
They're the little round ones. But we have noticed, we have gotten some of these larger ice cream cone shaped snails.
Yes.
Where do they come from?
Actually, I think those are actually a predatory snail.
And somebody said they eat the small ones, is that correct?
Yeah, and it's funny because it was just something I saw just a few days ago as well on that, and I meant to make a note of that page. I will have to hunt for it again. That they're a predatory one, so that if you're seeing those, you might want to hold off on putting bait down. They may be consuming some of your problem.
Yeah, because we used to go out in the morning and have a cup with bleach in it. We would pick them off and drop the little ones in there. Right. It was always a snail hunt.
Right.
I mean, hundreds of them. And now it's like you don't see them much at all. They'd be on the plants and the walls and all over.
Sure. Well, that's good that the population has dropped down. But you were baiting before that, though. So you probably knocked down some of the population. Somewhat and but that's great. Well, hey, maybe you got enough of the good guys.
That he heard they eat the little ones.
Yeah,
I was just curious.
Yeah,
I don't know where he heard it, but I was checking with you.
Yeah, and yes, he did hear it, and he probably saw it the same place I did. So now I'm going to have to find the article on the predatory snails.
Yeah, so leave them alone. Let them do their job, I guess.
Right, and you're right. That's a good description, that they're kind of ice cream cone shaped and a little bit of an orangey brown color to the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, thank you for the phone call.
And that's it. If you can come up with the predatory ones, I may actually try to find that, being we do have one more segment to go through to bring up that predatory snail. And that when you do have the predatory insects, the ladybugs, the ladybug larvae, dragonflies, praying manads, lacewings, there's predatory stink bugs, the wasps.
That's a rock and roll band right there.
Yeah,
the predatory stink bugs. Yeah.
Hey, that would heavy metal, I think. Heavy metal, I'd say. That's just too funny. At that point, we want to back off on those pesticides and get them a chance to let them do their job. And
I'm just having a hard time picturing a snail being
consuming
predatory.
another. But
there's no mouth. They're not quick.
What is it? Conchs, or the whelk, actually, which are sea snail type creatures. Right. They are actually predatory to scallops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do they use tartar sauce at all?
No, and they actually have them raw. So, God, I'm not going to go with raw scallops. Thank you.
All right. We will be right back. Gosh, it flies when you're here. We'll be right back. This is WOCA. The phone calls are still welcome. Thank you, Dan, for fixing the phone line. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back with Carol Ann.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. On Tuesday, cloudy most of the time, but it'll be less humid in the afternoon. Just be on the lookout for a couple of showers and a thunderstorm near the coast. A high of 80 to 85. Tuesday night will be mostly clear and cooler with an evening shower thunderstorm near the coast. A low of 52 to 64. Wednesday, plenty of sunshine, cooler but nice with a high of 71 to 75. And Thursday, nice day with plenty of sunshine and a high of 73 to 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
What do I do now? After 911, don't worry, call Fakuri. Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic, treating auto injuries for over 32 years. Same-day appointments, immediate medical attention, all under one roof. Don't worry, call Fakuri. Go to bestinjurycare.com. All auto insurances are accepted. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to take your call. Car accident? Don't worry, call Fakuri. bestinjurycare.com.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9:05 a.m., Bern Paresa will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hills Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We will discuss screening techniques and more, so tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m., right here on The Source, WOCA. Bicycles are great fun. You see nature up close. You get no impact exercise. The possibilities are endless. You could start your bicycling adventure at Brick City Bicycles. Young or old, experienced or a new rider, visit Brick City Bicycles at 217 Southeast 1st Avenue right here in Ocala. Brick City Bicycles has everything all under one roof. With holidays right around the corner, Santa wanted you to know now's the time to lay away that special gift. Stop by today. Brick City Bicycles.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
When something important comes to an end or something you're emotionally invested in, and it can be a TV show or a movie or even a home renovation, it can trigger depression in many people. If you're buying a condo, try to go to a board meeting. You'll see how potentially crazy your fellow condo association members are, also known as your neighbors with whom you'll share walls. Men who have close guy friends are more likely to exercise.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock.
That's the one that looks like an ice cream.
In the old days, Caroline, we used to have an actual thermometer outside the window.
Right, on the concrete post in the shade, which was always kind of going, how accurate is that?
I don't know. Right now, all of the computer devices say 68.
Yeah.
And it hasn't climbed at all. You would think with the sun out a few hours now, it should have
it would be have warmed some. So this is our cold front. That is, and looking, I looked at mine. It's actually going to be very slow to warm up today at 2:00 in the afternoon. Still only going to be like 77 degrees. So
any of you out there that still use a thermometer to tell the temperature, let us know if the computer is right today. It says 68 right now.
Right, and to go with our previous caller, I did while we were on the break look up. Snail-eating snails, and brought up entomology, ifas.edu, page creatures/miscellaneous/gastro. There's too many slashes and then dots. Common name, snail-eating snails of Florida. Scientific name, gastropod, which is kind of fun. We said that they probably opened for those predatory stink bugs. There are 3 native and 2 introduced species of snails belonging to the 5 different families that are known to feed on other snails. And in addition, several introduced species are considered carnivorous, but little is known about their biology. But the best known Florida predatory snail is, and he's got a cute name, it's the rosy wolf snail. And I believe that's the one that our caller was referencing, because it's ice cream cone shaped, and I think it's kind of got a neat name. It was they tried to, without a lot of success, they had exported it to Hawaii and other areas in an attempt to control the giant African snail, which is
whoa.
Yeah, those things get massive and
Why
will
is
consume.
Giant and African always in the same sentence?
It's a big country. It's a big continent, actually. Yeah. Probably one of those
giant
kind of things.
African spiders.
But let's see, where was it?
Giant African toads.
Exactly. They were used, let's see, a Mediterranean snail, the decollate snail, let's see, much heralded today, an effective biological control agent of the brown garden snail. Relatively little is known of the other species of snail-eating snails, 2 of which are less than 10 millimeters long. But so that one is and so we got a little bit of trivia. The snail-eating snail, the one that looks like a or like an ice cream cone, not a chocolate ice cream cone, is called the rosy wolf snail, and so.
Is it reddish?
Yeah, it is kind of a rosy reddish brown. As I said, in the brown. They will resort, if there are no other snails, that's their primary diet would be snails or slugs. They will eat plants if there's nothing else, if there are no other.
It's just so hard to believe. They're slow, and their prey has to be even slower.
No, they just have to be, they're
and then
smaller,
they have to slime on top of them.
Slime them in.
Oh my
and that
gosh!
Was,
All right, you do have a phone call.
Okay.
Good morning. You're on the air with Caroline.
Good morning, Caroline. I've got a quick question for you. Just joined in.
Yeah.
I have some tiny green caterpillars, that are affecting my cucumbers. They're eating the leaves.
Okay. Squish them.
Do you have any idea?
Probably pickle worm kind of thing. So you watch.
Is there a control that I can do naturally?
If you had BT. Treating with BT would help because BT, they'll consume it and they will stop feeding immediately and die off. You can do the soap thing. You can pick them off and drop them in a jar. You can just do the squish method. If they're little teeny ones, I can manage to squish little teeny ones without, conscience. On there
are hundreds of them.
Okay, I would be looking to spray and do a safer soap kind of thing, an insecticidal soap or one of the other organic pesticides. Any of them should take care of them. They're a soft-bodied insect.
Great. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome.
I told you about the caterpillar Robin and I saw, and I've got big hands and I've got a big thumb. But
Okay.
it was about the width and length of my thumb.
Oh, it's only that short? It wasn't a big, long one?
It wasn't long, but it was big.
Big, fat one?
Had a lot of girth, yeah.
Yeah. What color was it?
Green, like really bright green.
Kind of an iridescent-y.
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably a hickory horn devil. Did he have any? Did he have
cool.
any little?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or were there pecan trees or hickory trees or anything?
I don't know. There's a tree that drops acorns. What would that be?
That would be an oak.
Oak tree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, if they're the pig, but the hickory horn devil, they're really kind of cool. It was one I found one of those one time, and they look about the size, yes, of a man's finger at least, in length and in size around, and they're kind of an iridescent-y green, bluish green, and they'll have horns on top. They look vicious. They're harmless. They become, what
this
is the
a
moth?
cool looking one. But
I forget which moth he becomes, but it's one that I think they said is one that, it's big. It's about a 4
I'm
or 5
looking at
inch
it.
moth.
Yeah. That is not what I saw.
Not what you saw,
But it's
huh?
about the same size of what I saw.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I'll just put big green caterpillar.
Big green caterpillar on it. just one of those kind of things. But predatory insects are really kind of cool to watch. Even our little lizards and stuff. If you watch them, I mean, they may not necessarily be native to us, but when they chase down a cockroach and just munch on him, hey, I go for it. Yeah, and yes, when we're encouraging certain things, even when we encourage the butterflies into our gardens and things, and next thing you know, you have toads and lizards and dragonflies consuming them. Well, when you're feeding a whole lot and you're putting out additional food than what they would have found naturally, you're having an overabundance of hatching and surviving and things like that. So you're going to increase those predators in those areas, and you can't begrudge them a free meal. It's like when we feed and encourage birds, they come into the area, and also that some of them don't leave. So we have to watch that we're not messing with a migratory issue or even a hibernation type issue on some of these things of providing food sources beyond the time that they would have naturally found them. Because it is, monarch butterflies migrate. Maybe not all of them migrate, but there's a whole group of them that do. And when we provide too much food for too extended period of time, they can't migrate. Because it goes past that time. They migrate because of lack of food, and it's where they overwinter and things like that. So make sure that when you are feeding creatures, we're not then going back out and trying to kill or trying to eradicate those that are going to come eat some of them. And that we're not feeding them well beyond the time that they would have naturally just gone ahead and gone dormant, because nature knows how to handle things. We don't have to try to replace her at every step.
I love the way that you. Your approach is to kind of work with nature instead of on your own. Like let nature do its thing if it can.
Right.
By the way, the picture that came up when I put the one that looked like the one that we saw was a Luna moth.
Oh yeah, okay.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, Luna moths are gorgeous too. I had the opportunity one time. I found a Luna moth cocoon, and it was still alive because you'd hold it in your hand every so often. It would twitch and wiggle, and it's
really?
Like, wow. So I set it somewhere where I could watch it, and every few days I'd like just pick it up, set it on my hand, and you could feel it would twitch and vibrate and stuff, and I put it back down, and I happened to be home at the time that it emerged.
Oh,
neat. And so I don't remember what I had to do. No, I didn't. I think this was before the cell phone kind of. I just sat there. Whatever I was supposed to do went by the wayside for the next hour and a half as I sat there and watched it come out, and then with its wings all tiny and as it slowly unfurled and it was just the coolest thing in the world.
Is there a difference between a chrysalis? Is that what chrysalis? And cocoon? Is there a difference?
Butterflies are chrysalis, moths are cocoons.
Oh, really? Okay.
And the cocoons usually are made of sometimes other material with their silks. And the chrysalises are very smooth, very elegant almost. Gem or jewel-like, I think, that they look very, very delicate, where like the Luna Moth one almost looked like
it's made out of other stuff?
It kind of did. I mean, or very
wrappers?
coarse. No, not candy wrap. Very coarse silk, brown, misshapen kind of thing, and kind of big actually.
Huh.
Just not as elegant. And I think those who know butterflies and moth are probably going, I know what she means. I know what she means.
Yeah.
And,
I sort of did too.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there was a difference between the two.
But it's the moth and the butterfly. The difference between those two is where that look comes from. So,
we're up against the clock.
See
Can you believe it?
It's been a good morning here.
So what's next for you?
Next for me, I got to go to work today. Got to go to work. So
people coming in buying poinsettias yet? Or is it too early?
No, not yet. Another few weeks. Another few weeks they'll be rolling in. We still got some mums. If you've got mums at home, just make sure to keep deadheading them. They're going to keep flowering all through January. And they don't seem to mind the cold too much. So Thank
you for doing the show, and love having you here.
My pleasure.
And how's everything with the house? Anything new?
It's just going. We're trying to get through it.
So, we have you probably have already done all your due diligence with this.
Yeah.
Well, we have a FEMA and a Small Business Administration lady coming in on Thursday morning.
Yeah.
They're going to be here. So
cool.
I don't know what kind of information they're going to give, but
I may be tuning in.
For those out there that still could use a little help, they might have some good news for you.
Cool.
I hope. I don't want to give you false hope.
Right.
Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News.